Hi folks, and welcome to Truck King. Sitting next to me is the over $100,000 Ram 1500 Limited Elite. Now hopefully you've already seen this truck here on the channel, and we've established it's a beautiful luxury truck, but can it still work hard? That's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video, and maybe more importantly, expose the biggest problem with these crazy expensive trucks. By far, the most popular comment we probably get here on Truck King these days is, dang, these trucks are expensive. And you're absolutely right. This Ram is $104,000 here in Canada, and it's easy to dress up a truck to 80 grand, let alone 100 grand these days. So yes, trucks are expensive, and they do offer more features than ever. More luxury, wireless phone charging, huge sunroofs, massive back seats. The level of luxury in trucks has come up massively in the last decade, especially in the last 2 decades. But here's the problem that this truck is going to kind of help us to expose. The more money you put into that truck, that does not necessarily mean you're getting a more capable truck. And the first way we're going to explain that is through payload. So here on this Ram, we're going to check the door jamb sticker like we always do. 1,031 pounds of payload. That's how much weight you can put on this vehicle in total. So that includes all the passengers inside, all of the cargo inside and in the bed. And then if you have a trailer on back there, you have to take the tongue weight of the trailer and subtract it for the payload. So you guys can do the math real quick. A family of 4, the dog, a cooler, and a tent, and you're basically at 1,000 pounds. The payload levels of today's luxury trucks have gotten worse and worse. And the reason is we keep adding features. If you want to add powered steps, that needs an electric motor. That weighs. You want to add that sunroof. That needs an electric motor, adds all that glass. That weighs something. You want to add that split tailgate in the back. You need a new metal frame around it. That weighs something. So as we increase the level of features we get, we decrease our payload. I think that most consumers, or many consumers these days, have this sense of, if I spend more, I'm getting a more capable truck. And it's just not the case. Actually, it's the opposite these days. The more you spend, the less payload you're going to get out of your truck. So that's the first thought I want to put into your mind, that more money doesn't equal more payload. And honestly, more money doesn't always equal more towing either. So again, here on our over $100,000 Ram, we are ready to pull just a little bit over 8,000 pounds. And that's not a huge number for a half-ton truck. The main reason for that is because we have a 321 rear end axle ratio. If we had the 392, this same package should be good for a little over 11,000 pounds. So when it comes to towing, once again, just because this truck is maxed out, Ram doesn't put the 392 in as standard equipment. You still have to go as the customer and say, I want the max tow package, I want the 392, put it on my truck. And again, I'm pointing this out because I'm trying to get rid of this misconception that I spent all the money in the world, therefore I'm getting the most capable version of that truck. That is just not true these days. These luxury trucks are never the most capable versions. Now, with all of that being said, we need to see what happens when the rubber meets the road, because that's another kind of topic we keep coming back to on Truck King. You have to do your numbers, you have to understand how much weight you're hauling, how much payload you're rated for, but then you have to go and pull it, because not all trailers are created equal, not all trucks are created equal. You have to understand how it feels on the road. So with all of that preamble out of the way, we actually just went and picked up side-by-side in an ATV, we put them on our flat deck trailer, and we towed them up here to the test site. So now we're going to hit the road, and we're going to tell you how this truck actually pulls out there.
Hey everybody, it's Howard at Truck King. Listen, about 2 years ago, I was gifted a set of these Giddy Up Straps, and they've been in my truck ever since, helping my wife, my grandkids, even my mom get in and out. Well, just recently, we came into a supply of these, and we now want to sell them to you. So all you got to do is reach out to us at hey@truckking.ca. Steve will throw that up here. Tell us where you are, what kind of truck you have, how many units you want. We'll get back to you with a price, including postage. Listen, we believe in this product, and we believe you're going to like it too.
So now we're here driving in this Ram, and yes, this video is focused on the Ram 1500, but I have to tell you that we drive enough of these luxury trucks. This is not just a Ram problem, it's across the industry, right? We're just trying to kind of using this truck to demonstrate it. And let's quickly do the math. So, 1,031 pounds of payload. We had about 4,000 pounds on the trailer between the Ranger and the ATV and then the trailer itself. The whole package weighed about 4 grand. So if we just take the straight 10% tongue weight, which of course isn't probably exactly what it is in the real world, but take that, that's 400 pounds. And then just Dad and I up here, and granted we're bigger than your average humans, but we're about 600 pounds worth of Elmers. That's 1,100 pounds that have been put on this truck. I mean, heck, I got my 2 monster baby seats. Those things are like 40 pounds each. So we're over payload just as we are, just the two of us sitting here in this truck. And this demonstrates the problem with a lot of modern trucks is it takes very little to go over the number on the door sticker. So now this leads me to 2 different questions. I'll answer the first one. I'll let Dad answer the second one. The first one, Dad, and you can, feel free to chime in. Does the number on the door matter? And this is something that, man, we are really getting into it these days. And I'll tell you what my answer is, Dad. It's yes, with a caveat. You cannot fully ignore the payload on your door sticker. You can't just say, doesn't matter, means nothing. I think it's a really good kind of benchmark. But do I think it's the be-all, end-all, don't load over this number? No, absolutely not. And now the second question, so that's my first answer, is, you know what? Listen to your numbers, but you don't have to be right there with every number. But the second part, and this is the more important part, in the real world, every truck and trailer combination is different. We're towing a flat deck with ATVs on it. That is not going to tow the same as a travel trailer. That's not going to tow the same as a box-sided trailer. That's not going to tow the same as a water trailer, etc., etc. So at the end of the day, figure out your numbers, make sure they make pretty close sense, but then you have to hit the road and actually tow with it. So all of that long-winded explanation is to say, Dad, we're over payload. The numbers say we don't work. But you drove hundreds of kilometers with those things on the back. How did the truck actually feel on the road?
Well, I'm just going to speak to your numbers too, because the scary part is that we're towing 4,000 pounds. The truck is rated at over 8.
Yep.
At 8,000 pounds, we'd have 800 pounds worth of tongue weight.
Yep.
You'd literally have
one person.
One person. That's it. And then the tongue weight. So, I mean, at 4,000 pounds, first of all, we're running the Hemi in this thing, and it feels fine. In addition to which, we've got airbag suspension, so it levels up the load really nicely. There was absolutely nothing to it. If I have one complaint, it's the low-profile tires that they put on these things. They're very pretty, and everybody loves them. They're 20 inches, and they got
22s here.
22s and that little sidewalls, but that also, they're damn stiff, and they transmit everything back to my butt. And as opposed to, say, an all-terrain tire, something with a lot higher sidewall, more plies, and frankly, more give. Mm-hmm. So, you know what? At 4,000 pounds, honestly, if I had anything to complain about, that would really be sad.
Yeah, you're right? Because if a customer came to me and said, hey, I have a 4,000 pound trailer to tow and I want to tow it with this Ram 1500 Limited Elite, I would say yes, all day long, no problem whatsoever, sir. That's going to be a great towing combination. And the tow rating suggests that, but the payload doesn't suggest that, and that's where we keep coming back to this frustrating point on payload. And then yeah, just if you do want to have a better payload rating, if you want those numbers to make all sense, spend less on your truck. In the Ram, go get yourself a Bighorn with way fewer options on it, and you're going to get a lot more payload.
Yeah, it seems really peculiar, but in this case, if you want the more capable truck, spend less.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, folks, we have come to the end of this video. Now, I have to tell you, with this current crop of luxury trucks, there's never been a better time to get an incredibly comfortable, daily drivable pickup truck. But you have to understand that just because you're spending all that money doesn't mean you're getting the most capable, hard-working truck on the road. Well, folks, that's it for this one. Now, please, I want to hear from you. Go below, let me know what you think of all these luxury trucks. As always, while you're down there, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join to become a member, and then come back here to Truck King to see what we're testing next. See ya.